Now, 50 Cent has always been on Diddy's case for being a wrongin', and now he's allegedly revealed how the rap mogul leaked Cassie's videos to him. When you consider how Gene Deal once admitted that Diddy kept tapes to everybody, it makes a lot of sense that this would happen.
Stevie J speaking on it right now. He'll be one of the first dudes that they'll probably pull to the side and say, yo, well, you say that your man, I heard you on TMZ say that he never did this and he never did that, but ain't this you? If those pictures or those films or anything like that exists, you know what I'm saying? That's what they pay those agents to do. So, of course, I don't believe that none of the people who are his celebrity friends is going to speak or say nothing until they're either contacted or they know what they really got.
So you feel like they might be worried that they might be on tape at one of Diddy parties doing something they wasn't supposed to be doing?
The Rob said in this affidavit that Diddy had every room taped and bugged. Diddy had, yo, bro, can you imagine? He had every room taped and bugged, and they found little bugs and little tape recorders. I mean, little those micro projectors or whatever like that, or video cameras. They found them in the house, bro. So by them having those things in the house, and people know there's drugs, there's alcohol, there's loose women, there's loose men, woman on woman, man on man, all kind of crazy shit. Bruh, they just wondering who or when they're gonna let this stuff be known. But not only celebrities, I don't think it's only celebrities gonna be shook. He had politicians in there. He had princes in there. He also had a couple of preachers in there. Hallelujah. That's crazy.
You personally, you think they got tapes?
Well, my personal opinion that if Lil Rob could be trusted and his statements are true, they got him. They got tapes of stuff.
And considering what Cassie allegedly went through, the tapes could be nothing short of horrifying.
So looking at this lawsuit, she alleges that, Diddy, he'll make her look online for BBCs for their freak-off sessions. And she say that, in this lawsuit that, Diddy, he enjoyed watching her get smashed by BBCs. So, what you think about that?
Do you think she was the only one getting banged by him? Do you think this man had this woman search for prostitutes online just for them to have sex with her? It's something fishy about that, bruh. Because you got to realize this lawsuit and the information they had and they gave the Diddy people was 6 months ago. So some of that stuff was cut out. Okay, we're gonna give you this, but you got to cut this part out. Let's just say allegedly, or just for the sake of it, Cassie wasn't the only one who wanted, or she didn't want it, but Cassie, who searched for the big black, and she was searching for the big black not only for herself, but for somebody else who we all know that was in the room with her.
So you feel like Diddy was having sex with the male prostitutes?
They had to be for both of them. They was in the room, right?
You're right.
It's a freak off section. Right? She said it's a freak off section. If she says a freak off section, brother, she ain't the only one freaking off. The prostitute ain't the only one freaking off. Old boy is freaking off also.
Right. So you think he was letting these guys use their BBCs on him?
I think that, and me just being a trained investigator and reading through the lines of certain things, and one time I had read something that Cassie couldn't take it no more. She told her friend, and this was she was under a non-disclosure and everything like that. She told her friend she couldn't take it no more because she had seen this dude do something. I've heard plenty of stories about him being on a yacht. That same yacht that Kim was on, and the same yacht she got her nose broken on, that somebody was doing something to him when they walked in the room, and it caused Cassie may have seen some stuff that she ain't really want to look at. But it was freak off day.
Right. And when I look at this lawsuit, man, Cassie, she also alleges that, while she was having sex with these male prostitutes, the male prostitutes, and Diddy, they all wore masquerade masks.
He didn't want her to know who they were. So if she ever wanted to do what she just did, how does she say how the person look? All she could describe is if they was wearing masks, unless she saw them before they put the mask on. It's craziness, man. And you know what's so crazy is, bruh, that all these stories has been around the industry for a long time. All these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this and try to engage other men into sexual acts with a story that he was trying to get Chris Brown. There's stories about, those young boys that he had, a group B5 or something like that, trying to get them. Yo, it's a lot of stories that goes around in this industry about not just him, other people. Jimmy Iovine. Ain't nobody talking about Jimmy Iovine. He got sexual charges and everything on him, but he got those publicists that's keeping it out off of CNN, is keeping it off the major news reports. Nobody's talking about that. This is something that goes on, man, that they're gonna push up under the rug, and a few years later, Bad Boy 5, 6, 7, 8 will be out.
Even a couple of years ago, Jaguar Wright was talking about how Cassie seemingly left Diddy despite being offered an obscene amount of money.
Has anybody asked theyself about that shit?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are asking about what's going on with it.
They say it's goals.
Yeah, a lot of people are looking at it as like that's the way the new relationship should work.
What, to get paid?
Yeah,
She was
basically.
getting $500K a month. She quit because he dropped her down.
Yeah, I think that's where they're at with it now.
No, but understand this. Think about this. And there are women in this room. Why would you quit? What the fuck is going on that $250,000 ain't enough?
Ladies?
Like, fuck the fact that he... I'm just saying, fuck the fact that he cut from 500 to 200. Who the fuck gives a shit? 200K? Who 250K? Who turning down 250K a month? What the fuck is going on in that relationship that 250K ain't enough?
Could see some things.
That ain't worth 250K. That's gotta be some dark shit. Like, people are not understanding that girl quit $250K. 4 million every quarter. Well, I'm sorry, $1 million every quarter.
Shit.
Now she was getting $2 million a quarter, but then she got, fuck you got going on. That's so deep that it ain't worth $1 million a quarter.
They told a story about Cassie one time, and she was saying someone had asked her why she cut her hair, and she was like, well, Diddy said he just liked it that way. And they said when she answered the question, it was like she was in a trance. Like she was just like, I just don't know. Diddy just said he would like my hair this way. And they was like so in awe, like how she didn't even have a thought about it. It was just what he wanted.
That's how he operates. He has people followed. He has people watched. He does all kinds of he's a fucking piece of shit.
Too much money.
I feel bad for the kids. Like, don't think that there aren't moments when I'm speaking honestly about that motherfucker that I pray that his children don't hear it. Because that's still their dad. I know what it's like to have a baby with a fucked up ass motherfucker. As much as I can't stand my ex-husband, I would never want my son to feel bad about either one of us being his parent. You know what I mean? Like, exactly. I would never want that.
Exactly.
But their father is the fucking devil. He the fucking devil.
Hold that thought. Why do you think TD Jakes was at Puff Daddy's birthday party?
Do you remember when Bernie Mac played the minister in Friday?
Yes.
That's how I feel about TD Jakes. Like, that's how I see. Oh, Miss Parker, come to pray. But for him to be at a Diddy party?
Well, considering the abuses that Cassie lined out, it ain't that hard to see why she needed to escape. Now, Cassie claimed that she was the victim of a pattern of abuse, violence, and sex trafficking. Ventura filed suit under New York's Adult Survivors Act, which allowed victims a 1-year opportunity to sue their alleged sexual abusers and institutions, even if the statute of limitations had expired. Now, for her, that window expired in November. Now, she alleges that she met Combs in 2005 when she was 19 and he was 37. In the case, she claims that Combs had control over almost every aspect of her life, including her job and access to her personal medical information. She claims that he was routinely abusive, physically beating her multiple times a year, and provided her with copious amounts of drugs. The complaint also alleges that Combs forced Ventura to have intercourse with male sex workers in other cities, which she claims that he witnessed, masturbated to, and videotaped. The singer claims that she never went to the police because she was scared it would give Mr. Combs another reason to hurt her. She further claims that after dinner in 2018, Combs forced himself into her apartment and assaulted her while she repeatedly said no and tried to push him away. Ventura claims that she quit the relationship for good afterward. In her claim, she cited several witnesses who observed the abuse occur. One of them is her friend, singer-songwriter Tiffany Red, who penned an open letter to Combs about an incident during Ventura's 29th birthday celebration in 2015. Ventura and Red believe that Combs and his security crew ordered Ventura out that night because he wanted her to have sexual contact with other men. Red claimed Ventura told her at the time that Combs was physically aggressive. I feel compelled to show up for Cassie and myself and confirm that everything she described in her complaint about what happened that night is consistent with what I experienced, she wrote in an email. Combs' lawyer, Benjamin Brafman, told the New York Times that his client disputed the charges and that the case was riddled with baseless and outrageous lies, aiming to tarnish Mr. Combs' reputation and seeking a payday. So Ventura and Combs settled the lawsuit the day after it was filed, and the specifics remain unknown. Now, according to Brafman, the payment is in no way an admission of wrongdoing. I have decided to resolve this matter amicably under terms over which I have some control, Ventura stated in a statement. I want to thank my family, fans, and lawyers for their unwavering support. Meanwhile, Combs stated, "We have decided to resolve this matter amicably. I wish Cassie and her family the best. Love." Now, it's pretty important to note that these allegations sound a lot like one of Diddy's exes, Gina Hunn, revealed in an interview years ago. But sadly, these all went under the radar at the time.
The night before I met him, so we were out all night, and me and her, we were with a couple of guys, and they were like, let's go to Puffy's house. So we were just like, okay, whatever. It was like 9 in the morning.
Wow.
We were
Puffy's house at 9 in the morning?
I mean, no one was there, but he was up too, though.
Okay.
And so we went to his house at like 9 in the morning, and when I first walked in, I'm very like a chill person.
I can tell.
And so like I could walk into a White House and still be chill, but like inside I'm like screaming, oh my God. But when I came to his house, obviously I was kind of like, you know, I don't know, guess like starstruck in a way, because I'm from Nebraska, so I'm not around none of this. So but I'm chill though. And he came, so when I came, he was like, "You not happy to see me? Oh, you at Diddy's house, that mean you made it."
The cockiness.
Yeah.
Okay, Diddy.
I was like, but yeah, that's
And how old were you at the time?
I was 21 or 20.
Pregnant. Not once, but twice, correct?
Yes.
Okay. When was the first time you became pregnant with Diddy's child?
The first time was October 2014.
Okay. So this was like, what, a year after?
No, not a year, but because I met him in February and then I got pregnant in October.
Oh, so the same year.
The same year.
Okay. And you mind telling me what happened with that pregnancy?
I told him, and he was like, "You're gonna get an abortion, right?" And then I was like, "I don't know. I don't know yet." And then he offered me $50,000 to get rid of it, but I turned it down because I just loved him, and I wanted to. I was like trying to prove that I wasn't the girl that
was
wanted him for money.
Okay.
I just care about him, and I just wanted him to be nice to me. That's it. I was like, I don't want your money. I just want you to be nice to me,
whether you decide to keep the baby or not.
Mm-hmm.
So would it be fair to say that he was an asshole about it? I mean, offering somebody $50,000 to abort a baby, whew, he must really want it gone bad.
And he would like call me names, like he would call me a hoe every single day.
A hoe?
Yeah.
Why would he call you? Not that he had a reason, but like in his mind, what do you think prompted him to call you a hoe?
Now that I think about it, I think.
Oh, okay. Hold on. We're getting to use some tissue. I don't want you messing up your makeup, okay? You look gorgeous, okay?
Thinking back now, I think he did it because he wanted me to feel low about myself, like, so that I stick around him, because like no one would I don't know, I just feel like he'd try to I was naive and young when I met him, so I feel like he tried to take advantage of that and manipulate me. Mm-hmm. It made me feel low about myself.
Mm-hmm. Now let's talk about the physical abuse. If you're mm-hmm. okay, are you okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So obviously you terminated baby one
mm-hmm.
because you loved him.
Mm-hmm.
How long after you guys started dating is when did the physical abuse start?
The first time it ever happened, which was not even like that long into the relationship, because I met him in February, and then it was probably like the beginning of May, because we were at Meek's Mill's birthday.
And if you thought that was bad enough, well, friends, it gets worse.
No, I just feel like he'd try to I was naive and young when I met him, so I feel like he tried to take advantage of that and manipulate me. Mm-hmm. It made me feel low about myself.
Mm. Now let's talk about the physical abuse. If you're okay, are you okay with that? Mm-hmm. Okay. So obviously you terminated baby one because you loved him. Mm-hmm. How long after you guys started dating is when did the physical abuse start?
The first time it ever happened, which was not even like that long into the relationship, because I met him in February, and then it was probably like the beginning of May, because we were at Meek's Mill's birthday.
Okay.
He had like a mansion party, and we went, but while we were there, I was sitting here, and then Puff, and then Meek, but I was like covered with like a stand or something, like probably says like happy birthday Meek or something like that, but it's like a little stand that like was covering me, because there was like a lot of cameras and stuff there. So it was like me, Puff, and Meek. Puff had like leaned forward to like talk to somebody, say hi or whatever, and so I turned over to Meek and I said happy birthday. He put his hand out, and then he was like thank you, so I reached his hand and shook it, and as I shook Meek's hand, he turned around and saw it, and he got stayed like 20 minutes after that happened. And then when we got in the car, he like grabbed my hair. We were in the one of those Escalade trucks. Okay. So I was sitting on this side, he was on the other side, and he like grabbed my hair and like cussed me out for doing that. He was like, "Why the fuck can I cuss?"
Yeah.
He was like, "Why the fuck you shaking his hand for?" Like just saying stuff like that. I was like
a jealous rage.
Yeah, I was like, I was just saying happy birthday, nothing else. I think he thought I was trying to be sneaky behind his back, because I like reached over when he like leaned forward to talk to somebody else. So he thought I was trying to be sneaky.
And you were how old at this time?
I was 22 probably.
Wow. Okay. And
then he did this, so King Los was sitting in the back.
Okay. And
then when we got to the hotel, it got even worse. And he took one of my heels and tried to throw it at me, and then he like mushed my face and like really hard and made my nose bleed.
Wow.
And the only person that every time me and he like we get into like fights like that, the only person that ever helped me was D-Rock. Everyone else just kind of just allowed it to happen and just like looked the other way.
So most of his entourage were, I guess, enablers.
Like his staff.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
And they wouldn't say anything. They would just watch him.
No, not watch it, but kind of just.
She then talked about some truly disturbing stuff, including her child being killed in the womb by Diddy.
Baby 2. When did baby 2 come?
Last year in August.
So talk about that conversation. You're pregnant, you tell him, and this is obviously after 6 years of you guys being together.
And mind you, it wasn't my fault that I got pregnant. I told him, because I have like this period app and it tells me when I'm ovulating and stuff. So I told him that I'm ovulating, so don't do it. But he just did it anyway, and then I got pregnant, and he like okay, just get an abortion, like no hesitation. But this time was harder for me because I had been with him for so long, and I was like really in love with him, and part of me wanted to keep it, but he didn't want it. So we had agreed to get it, but I only agreed to it because he told me to. And then we went to Turks and Caicos like a couple days later, and during that time he was like giving me drinks, like alcohol, like giving me drinks to drink, and I was just like, I'm not comfortable. It got really crazy that time. We was upstairs, and he had like, we were in his closet, and he like pushed me, and I fell to the ground, and then he like stood over me. So I was like laying on my back, and he stood over me, and he started like punching me like this. Like, he avoided my face, but he like started punching me like on the side of my head, and I was just like covering my face. And he did that, and then after he got done doing that, he like, cause he was standing, his legs were like in between me, so he like stomped on my stomach like really hard, and I like took the wind out of my breath. I couldn't breathe, and he kept hitting me, and I was like pleading to him, like, can you stop? I can't breathe. And he like stopped for a little bit. He like grabbed my hair from the back and like was like punching the back of my head, cause he was just avoiding my face when he was like hitting me.
Wow.
The next big fight we got into was I can't remember if it was like in November or beginning of December of last year. At that point I was like fighting back because I just had enough of his shit, and pushed me to the ground outside, and he took my hair and like was dragging me across like the grass in my hair with my hair, and then after that like a couple hours later, like it was the weekend, so we had people coming over, and he just like acted like nothing happened. So I mean, but that's all the time, like every time.
Now, when you say acting like nothing happened, like what were his mannerisms?
Like he was just dancing and like laughing and talking to me like we just didn't just get into a physical fight.
Wow. When was the last time he put hands on you? When was the last time?
It was like in November, December of last year.
Of 2018?
Yeah. That was the last time.
And tell me about that incident. That
was the meditation room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a lot.
So yeah, man. Considering how there's a very clear pattern of abuse from the multiple accusers coming forward, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that Diddy probably did it. In addition to these claims, following the conclusion of the Cassie lawsuit settlement, another legal case emerged on November 23rd, just before the expiration of the Adult Survivors Act, brought forward by Lisa Gardner. Now, Gardner asserts that in 1990 or 1991, she and a friend encountered Combs and singer-songwriter Aaron Hall at an MCA Records gathering. Now afterward, they joined Hall at his apartment for an after party, during which Gardner alleges that she was coerced into sexual activity by Combs and subsequently assaulted by Hall. Gardner recounts feeling shocked and traumatized by the encounter, claiming that Combs later assaulted her again at her shared residence, seeking to silence her friend from revealing the incident too. In a parallel complaint filed on the same day, Joe Dickerson Neal recounts a distressing encounter in 1991, detailing how she was allegedly drugged and sexually assaulted by Combs after a dinner date. So, Dickerson Neal reveals that although she did not immediately report the assault to authorities, she eventually filed a police report, only to be deterred by the fear of retaliation from Combs and potential repercussions on her career. A spokesperson for Diddy dismissed the allegations made by Gardner and Dickerson Neal as fabricated, attributed their claims to exploitation of the Adult Survivors Act. Additionally, a third woman, identified as Jane Doe, lodged a separate lawsuit on December 6th, alleging that Combs, along with his associate Harvey Pierre and an unidentified third party, gang raped her at Combs' Manhattan recording studio in 2003 when she was only 17 years old. Subsequent to these allegations, Combs faced another legal challenge in February when his former producer and videographer, Rodney Lil Rod Jones, filed a federal lawsuit accusing Combs of sexual harassment, drugging, and threats. Combs alleges a pattern of unwanted advances and unauthorized physical contact by Combs, alongside instances of being drugged and waking up in compromising situations. The lawsuit further claims that Jones has extensive footage implicating Combs and others in various illegal activities, including drug procurement, solicitation of sex workers, and sexual assault. Which brings us to the end of today's video. So if you liked it, you learned something new, you enjoyed yourself, make sure you like the video and you subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to click on that notification bell so you updated as soon as we drop new content. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll catch you next time.